Marriage at 360 Degrees program and was so with Medino and Papa Kwisi Asamoah. And then so any opportunity topic I be a banasa this year or do love is a mini splendid thing. You be 2 years near be mukakra. Na a man for be and or do no asi. You know, the word love is perhaps the most beautiful word in the Bible. Bible kasafa odo mondom any ade. Yet because many have failed to understand its real meaning, they have never enjoyed its many-sided splendor. Inti adophobia before but our we no longer love ourselves because we feel say name say can worry ni pass mercy any ade. And some be but yes, Adibako said here as being more influenced in their concept of love by the 21st century entertainment world and by romantic literature than by the teaching of God's word. Many couples have missed the wholesome and exhilarating experience of true love. Yes, said the TV so romantic movies ni at their day, entertainment ni at their day so in our 21st century. And you may be brave assessor into ama couples be brave or said in young couples share or drunk as an asawarian, you don't benefit from it. And a worrisome. Yes, sir, they say why na onam jumedis na in CC adibia assay na adofuma fee na wonum airban, so they get an opportunity to learn more so that they don't fall into these mistakes that most people have already fallen into. Many a marriage has been wrecked because of a failure to understand the real meaning of love. Sometimes we mistake infatuation for love. Infatuation will be our say yodo. No a dear tracer, no a question from say bram. And people are making all these mistakes and every day creating problems in this world. The emotional thrill caused by the presence of some member of the opposite sex has often been mistaken for true love. Me who or banana me share an appearance no. Natadi a shene in shape. Wow, hips in ye. Wow. Look at her. When the color. Shene na ho. Oh, I love her. Gentleman, when beard, wow, I love this gentleman. I come in and come in peno. Tell you, some so personal procreating in like you wouldn't even wait for a second to say no, yes. And such is the situation most of us find ourselves in. It's very problematic. How can see a papa as if we are seeing proceeding on that basis, many have married only to discover in a short while that what they considered to be love was not love at all. It was just romantic infatuation. It was just romantic infatuation. Oh, obey me when ni teacher ni ade na no. This is the type of lady I'm looking for. Wow. Ni ho ye me fe. Ni nyina so ye me fe. Ni body ni ye me fe. We intimate dono. It's a very big mistake that most of us do. And what no atwaso akowari ni pakro. What atwaso akowari ni pakro. But oba wari we no best discover say no. Sa dia ohu ye no na enye odo. But it was just romantic infatuation. And you don't think bi nana ade bi nana achichire wo. Atinka bi anana achichire wo fa ne say eyodo na enye odo. How often a young man falls in love with some girl and then projecting himself into the place of the hero of the last film he saw or book he read, begins to feel that if only he could marry her, they could together live happily ever after. But marriage as a way of shattering the dream world that an infatuated couple lived in during days of courtship and engagement. Young man who let young lady no now share a near be about the young lady no the body ne the stature near their day share the curves near their day now. So wow, Obawe na me ne spending the rest of my life. I really love her. You can't be at an crowd one thing. Utu ne fu ba bi entie because what odom odonten tan achichire no odom anipa jimi utu ne fu awante. Obeka die. I'm in love. I'm in love. Infatuation at chino. Now unim. Me say our real nya basu wi a afi na omo dream omo dreaming say we're going to have a successful marriage, enjoy life to the fullest. Now I am shattered. That dream has been shattered abruptly because channel no and as a process no more fast so they call our was wrong of romantic infatuation, not a genuine love. They didn't marry out of a genuine love, and that is the problem they've caused for themselves. Onia abra we courtship we said and no and I say a period of engagement no a hono unhunu any mistake about the would be partner when you fra you can be bia on tiase errors being be cry, you just overlook them because you don't think it will be a problem after you have gotten married. But semunya wari we are na sad and start to say sad that when you are feeling about saying a problem, but you didn't take care of it during when you were courting or when you were engaged. That is the problem. A couple be bring akotoma and omo ehunu amanie then it awakens them and plants them firmly in the world of reality. First in the joke, first in the were just joking, but now we are facing the reality. So marriage is not the place where we play jokes. No, we don't joke in a marriage relationship. We face reality. And when the man deeper be brave, a perform our be egu, our be ejija. Na ye basa because and yema a pia yema ekwa wadi no. Enye nyina so papa. And so if infatuation is blind, marriage is certainly an eye opener. If you allow infatuation to blind you and lure you into a marriage relationship, the marriage relationship is going to open your eyes to see that you've made a very big mistake. A very big mistake. Say one way it will cost you your life. So we have to be very careful. Now, let's consider true love. True love or dokain. We must understand what the Bible means when it speaks of love. Or else we too shall tread the pathway of failure that millions of young people and married couples are treading today. I was say a tears as a Bible ne ka or dono. I was say a tears ye. And yes, said ye a binum ahuna mania was so. Now one actually won't what dim. Now one won't be a fan. Yes, you bear some mistake, no, near Kutumbi. In fact, if you are watching me and you are now preparing to get married, you are very fortunate. You are blessed. I will urge you to take your time and pray through before you choose your life partner. Else, you would find yourself in trouble in future. Don't make a mistake. Or how are nipa bebre ayen and yem person so betumbi. Inti take advantage of this program. Akostik GH Media. Ana osugusu awuti. And I say wo hwe Marriage at 360 Degrees program. Papa kwisi asamoa anamde ebrewo. Yes, sir, so be subscribe na wa like page no na wa share na afin so opese bia obisa question bi so 0277415566 0277415566 091-556 is WhatsApp. Ubi nyame ohona question metimi eya no ama ohona kama erade nyankopon inshallah. The New Testament was originally written in Greek, and that language has 4 words for love: agape, philia, storge, and eros. These are the 4 words that the Greek language uses to represent love. And so we have to understand each of them and know how to apply them. But one of these, which is storge, is used almost exclusively to refer to the love parents have for their children, and the children, the kind of love that is between children and their that is existing between children and their parents. And so since we are talking about sexes here, we are not going to consider we're not going to concentrate on storge. We are taking it out, and we are going to concentrate on the 3 words that is used in representing love for the Greek language, and that is agape, philia, and eros. We are going to deal with these three words for love. And the first one we're going to talk about is eros. That is from the lowest level. We are going to begin from the lowest level. So we are going to deal with eros. Eros refers to the love of physical passion. Mihu oba no, said in the moves no, said you see kasa no, said in the trimmy city no, said in the hips city no, said in the stature city no. Wow, what a nice lady. Oba we na me peno. Mihu be man said the stature city. Me be matintin gramo na me pe. De ne ho wanwi na me pe. Yeah. Oh yeah, dear why. So now we dear minya na no one me worry no. That is eros. If eros is leading you, dear eyo ini is of cherishing. It has primary reference in marriage to the union of the soul of one with that of the other. In fact, say, elonsu here ewa warim, because eno nema okra no, 2 people no, okra no eba together na eye united, because me wari oba wasa me wari oba me ni gye ne ho, me wari bema wasa me wari bema me ni gye ne ho, de me hu na makoma to me yem. Yes. Such is the person that I need to marry. Yeah. It is a love based usually on similarity of intellectual and emotional. No. What we are trying to talk about is eros. And the eros here is a love based on something physical in one person that can satisfy the craving of another. Something physical in one person that can satisfy the craving of one another. Eti mi hu nipa na said you usitie no. We do ba we de mi nyane se me yire a. Minim ni suban yo. Minim the spiritual level. I don't know anything about her, but the fact that I've chanced on her and me hu ni said you usitie no. Mi hu ni say no. Me hu ni say na ho fa na said ne tenten ne kokko wan no. Oh we de mi nyane ware na anka me pepa. It is a love that always seeks to receive. Yes, eros is a love that always seeks to receive. On the so jenko ana ehia no. We are moving on to the next word for love, which is philia. Philia. This is the commonest word for love in Greek and refers to affectionate regard and the love of friendship. The love between friends, 2 friends, is called philia. Philia. That is a love that exists between 2 friends. And now from yenuntem, or there one now from yenuntem no, your friend philia. Or there a one mamene ne ba entem no, and a papa ne ba entem no. We call it storge. But and now for entem or dono, sa or dono, Greek kasem ne friend philia. And the idea of cherishing the idea is of cherishing. The idea is of what? Cherishing. Philia no bota nyina say mani je nipa no osomebo, and it unites the soul. Once again, philia no through philia na ma me kra ani je sa nipa somesi we say ehun. So in effect, our souls are tied through love ye friend philia no. That is it. It is a love based usually on similarity of intellectual and emotional outlook. Intellectually, emotionally, are we connected? Are we one? So when you get closer to the would-be partner, are they more connected? They say intellectually, you are at par. Emotionally, you are at par. You are difference be and then the man only said no, obey me warena ebeboame. That is it. So it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It means more than physical love, but it can still be self-centered, and for its satisfaction often comes from the feeling that one is wanted, or that one is a benefactor or a protector of that other needy person. Yeah, can you say sa philia no ebro physical love no so se bia oba na ho fe ana se de nan na be ma no ni bomu nwi ebro so sa, but still an ya na a self-centered adwene ne ho, because me person me hu ni say no oba na adwene be ma no adwene ene ma adwene no eyepe matenka ne na tenka no eyepe. So then we say we are not connected. So I cannot proceed to marry that person. So philia is still self-centered. Sometimes it can still be self-centered. Then we move on to the third word for love, which is agape. And it speaks of the highest level of love. Agape speaks of the highest level of love. This is the love of God imparted to us by the Holy Spirit, according to Romans chapter 5, verse 5. Oda onyankopon edido wiase no edido adasama no ye friend agape, unconditional love. It's not based on your academic level, it's not based on your intellectual abilities, it's not based on your beauty, it's not based on your financial status. Agape is unconditional. Oda eni nyina so bia. That is why we are saying is the highest level of love. Yes. This word has primary reference in marriage to the union of the spirit of one with that of the other. Sa agape no the osieti asense awadim no eka berima ne oberima no oba no won honhom ebom. So it is a self-giving love. The love of Calvary's cross. Self-giving love. Sacrificial love. Enti agape die no die agape dono, it goes beyond eros and philia. Well, you are not well educated, but me who say no, we are one, so I want to marry you. Me who say you are not financially sound, but spiritually I can see say we are connected, so I want to marry you. That is why we are saying that is the highest level of love. William Buckley in more New Testament words says, agape is unconquerable benevolence, invincible goodwill. It is not simply a wave of emotion. It is a deliberate conviction of the mind issuing in a deliberate policy of the life. It is a deliberate achievement and conquest and victory of the will. It takes all of man to achieve this love. It takes not only his heart, it takes his mind and his will as well. And agape na ye ka ho asem no, it is not about umfrebusia papem unko school no achiri uye tietia uye tuntum uye tenten. No agape de ofiri ni pemu nyina na dwenem nyina na koma mu nyina eda odo echi edi. It is impossible for a man to have this love unless the Spirit takes possession of him and sheds abroad the love of God in his heart. It is what we was odo we say be agape love no. Now worry na uti ye pa. Because on share the negative aspect of your life and for moving tia. Yes. On share say be onye ejuma. On share say you are not educated. On share say be uye tietia ana uye tintin ana umu odu ana umu nyedu. Onu de osi hum ohuni say woni ne yire. And once I woni ne yire no ana woni ni kunu. Once I woni ni kunu ni de se sika ofie sika ni fie obedo. Se sika wako school unko school obedo. Se wo cow uni cow obedo. A Greek lexicon referring to agape says it chooses its object with decision and self-denying compassion. Self-denying compassion. To delight in and self-denying compassion. Or see, I was say agape no self-denying, you can't be denying itself as you say, or then or turn a home pine. Or then whole bought for dear. So agape is always about sacrifice. You sacrifice what is precious to you for the other person's benefit. This is love in its fullest and highest form. Love in its fullest and highest form. You can't order we ni order a wasrupani we pay. It has its source in God. If free ne fapim no if free onyankopon emu. The verb form stands for kindliness towards its object and has reference to the tendency of the will. That is the verb form of agape, agapan. Means to value. Oko Greek kasema agapan and the verb form of agape. And as such as to value. Oma bibi asomobo. To have a concern for. Unya akuma anatema ama bibi. To delight in oma bibi wani jibribi ho. Wani jiwo yire ho, wani jiwo kunu ho, wani kan ho kafo ho. And to be faithful to. Na waye no kwafo wadi no kure ediama saade no. That is the verb form of agape. To value. To value. Oma ade bia somobo. Na wunya tema ana adwempa ede ama ade no. Oyewe unya kumapa ukunu unya dwempa tema ede ama no. Ubu ukru value kuno ontutu na se. O value yire no ontutu na se nti unko gina bonti ni na tem. Unko to na you don't go and tell people about her weaknesses. You don't go and tell people about your husband's weaknesses. No. Because you value your husband. To delight in when he come home. To sometimes people even try to hide their wives or husbands from their friends. That is not agape. And then to be faithful to that person. Be faithful to your wife. Be faithful to your husband. If you have agape, the unconditional love in you, you be faithful to your husband and you be faithful to your wife as well. Yes. In reference to the love that should exist between a husband and wife, this would mean that each partner should value the other as of infinite worth. They should have a concern for each other. They should delight and rejoice in each other, and they should be faithful to one another. Yes. Enti me yere som me bo, me kunu som me bo. That's how it should be. Anglophobia or what mo kunu num tu kwan no bo se. I remember a situation that my mom told me about a woman who lost the husband, and everybody was wailing for the demise of that woman's as a result of the demise of that woman's husband. And when you look at the woman, you don't see any tear flowing from the eyes. And an elder of their church approached the woman saying, people are here wailing your husband's demise, and you don't seem to be worried about everything that is going on, because we don't see any tear flowing below your ears, your eyes. And the woman said, wow, you want me to cry? You want me to wail for the demise of this wicked man lying down there? No. If God has taken this trouble away from me, why should I wail? Why should I cry? I don't know when you go you how can say free me so. I don't know what's a mission. So in effect, you could see that they were not, cherishing each other, or they were not valuing each other. It is a woo, so be it. That shouldn't be the case if agape is working between us, because we value each other's worth, and we have concern for each other. We should have concern for each other. I was see a journey home. My wife anyway, you mean to be man, me kun anyway, you mean to be man, me kun onidi, me onidi. We have to have concern for each other. Then we should delight and rejoice in each other. Manage some of them yes. Manage some of them kun and then we have to be faithful to ourselves. We don't have to hide our phone from each other. Near the locks, maybe they are to your phone. So agape, you don't do that. Oh, agape lover, you don't do that. You know, the Bible defines agape in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 4-8, that it is slow to lose patience. It looks for a way of being constructive. It is not possessive. It is neither anxious to impress nor does it cherish inflated ideas of its own importance. Yes. It has good manners and does not pursue selfish advantage. Our real no worry in our selfish advantage in tra. Sebe onimse wo sika opportunist. Obani wo sika. Meko warana ko dini sika. Odon tisa. It doesn't take advantage of the partner. It is not touchy. It does not keep account of evil or gloat over the wickedness of other people. On the contrary, it is glad with all good men when truth prevails. It knows no limit to its endurance, no end to its trust, no fading of its hope. It can outlast anything. It is in fact the one thing that still stands when all else has fallen. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 4-8. That is agape love for you. Mama yinsuya agape love. Na yemfa enko wura awadim anase you are him that yemfa nya adwuma. Se woni bia hwehwe. unibia hwehwe. Yeah. So in a married life of a believer, all these loves should exist, but in the proper order. Agape first, then philia comes, and then eros comes third. Enti yeshisha so person worry obi a berima na oba ma agape ni kan na philia na ba, and then eros ma eros ni medikan. Eros no ma kire mu say eno ne physical appearance no say de osi hu nipa no o ma enu di ejejewa. In fact, me see ube jina sa akoko oyare asem ebeto wasase so my physical body no influence so ma akoware ya ebe how. That is how our Bible no erade na mosoma for Paul so ehye no 1 Thessalonians 5:23. It puts the spirit first, the soul next, and then body third. Enti spirit no ehun nya chain bibia. And so yeshisha agape ni jinoma spirit, which is hum nsem, and also it represents God. Spiritual things represent God. It means so why na the agape love na you are allowing the spirit of God to lead you. And then philia no any soul no ana emachi. It like I say philia no, it deals with intellectual and emotional abilities, capabilities. And so say me hwe oba no intellectual abilities ni oba bema no emotional abilities ni say ebeboa me a ana ye worry. And then thirdly eros no so ne body no ana emachi. We say body there already Bible no akachire say we shouldn't follow the body. You di when we will end up in hell. It is all my errors and so edi anymore, and you end up in a mistaken marriage. Empire say obokakuto mistaken marriage mu na erade emwaye na intimiye the right thing. This was the order that God intended should exist in man when he created him. So ye we are seeing mu de ya dane no, but it shouldn't be so. In fallen man, however, this order is reversed, and therefore even his concept of love is perverted. An attraction of the carnal mind and body of one to the carnal mind and body of another is what this world calls love. Mihun obano mihun bema na me dem adwene no adwene se me we di menyanka me pe no eno ne wiase friend odo. It is just philia and eros. And Allah sometimes eros alone. Yet in God's eyes, nothing is worthy of being called love unless it has the agape constituent in it. And so let us allow agape to lead us in our search for our would-be partners. Ye pese ye worry no. And I say, yes ye ho akwa wadim no. Moma agape love ini enim enchen bibia na se ye ne sa ye nhwe aseda ye nim nwu aseda enema bekoyi ni benya a successful marriage, and ya warrior ne be so sweet and go for be ya warrior ne so na omkon adwa warrior ye nye ne sa na ye mfa nyame kwan so na ye nkire odo. Akostik GH Media ana wasu gusu a ohwe ya na se uti yen na midin ene papa kwisi program a uti eye marriage at 360 degrees. Number obenya me also eye 0277 415566 0277 415566. Ebe pese obe like page no na wa share na ama foforo nso nye opportunity at TV. Yebe sensia radin kan ho. Bye bye.